Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. It's Mixology Monday. I'm so glad you could be here. I'm Diane Pruitt. I'm just moving some things around because I want to have the space available on the table so we can do our project this morning. I'm pretty excited because we have Orchid Designs 2026 summer collection launch last Thursday, and I haven't had time to play with the mold sets, and that's one of my favorite things to play with. Of course, I love the stamps, and I did work with those first. I made some beautiful cards and a sampler pillowcase, and I love the transfers, and I have a project picked out for Fur and Fables, and I can't wait to work with the brand new paint inlays, but first, I really want to work with these molds. Now, I did have a swan scheduled for this morning. I say that very sadly because we sold out in the studio, in the showroom where we feature our Iron Orchid Design products. We sold completely out, and I had one swan set left for the studio. And we have a customer who comes from a pretty good distance away, and that was the one mold set she came for. So you know what happened? I sold her mine. I did. And it's okay. It's totally okay. We have more on the way. I'm so excited. So we'll have more swans soon. In the meantime, though, we have some beautiful pieces to work with. Frames 3, y'all. I can't wait to work with this one, especially the one with the bow on it. I can see this for everything, all the way up through Christmas. And some of these smaller pieces, well, we've just waited a really long time for something a little bit smaller in frames. We're going to work with that. Cadre. Can you believe all the beautiful architectural elements of this mold set? I'm so excited. Remember the birdhouse? Well, I didn't put it out for sale, right? Because I think some of the cadre molds will look amazing on here and will dress it just perfectly. So I saved the birdhouse until we got the opportunity to work with cadre. And then this one's pretty hot. I think this is as hot as swans, or it runs a good second. Bookish. These are your book bindings. You can create very beautiful, elegant book bindings, just like the old books. And I saw a reel this morning, and the work was just stunning in a beautiful green with some gold accents and some glaze. And it really had an amazing, absolutely amazing finish. So I want to work with these, but I'm going to set these to the side for today. And we are going to get out our gloves because casting resin, and we're going to get out our gallon jugs of Alumilite quick cast because that's the one that makes it happen just like that. So I'm going to set, I also have this super cutie project. I took it apart. Um, it's a mail holder, right? From the 60s, 70s with the little heart cutouts. Obviously handcrafted, solid wood. We're going to get to this, but not today. Today's a Mixology Monday, and we're going to mix some of our product. Now, I always like to start with just the quick cast. And then I really like to add some of our mica powders in. You can always paint as you're going, as you produce them. I really enjoy, let me tuck this away right quick. I really enjoy working with the powders. They have an amazing finish to them. So I'm going to grab this bag. And this is my bag of micas, y'all. I have some clear cast in here, and this entire bag is mica powders. Then I have the boxes of the mica powders. And if you are looking for some of these, let me know. These are pre-order only at this point. The products that we get from Alumilite, they're not inexpensive and they're definitely not inexpensive to carry in the store, but we love to play with them. I know you love to play with them as well. So we just need to work together to get those in your hands. And someone told me the other day that the casting resins have gotten really expensive. You know what? They haven't gone up. They haven't gone up. They're still the same price as they were. So if you are experiencing shell shock, price sticker shock, when you go to buy casting resin, just keep this in mind. The 40% off coupons from Hobby Lobby disappeared a long time ago. So there's no more 40% off. And that probably was a little bit I didn't like it, but they had to do away with it. And then they don't normally put these products on really big sale because these are a very popular item. And I'll tell you something else. We've carried these products for a long time and it costs a lot to stock them. We're not a huge box store. We don't buy our crafting supplies by the tractor trailer load. So when we do buy our crafting supplies, make sure you buy from your small mom and pops. We don't usually raise the prices any more than your big box craft stores, and we really do a happy dance when you buy from us and when you create like we do. When we inspire you, we love that. So, good morning. Welcome in. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio in Two Girls Treasure, trying to dig out my dry because, I've been playing with it. Oh, thank you. Older sister. I don't know what that means, but thank you for being here. Mixology Monday is the day where we mix up different products and show you how. And today we're going to focus on our casting resin just as soon as I get this cleaned out. Knew I should have done it sooner, but it usually isn't this big a problem to get out of the bottom. This one just wants to hang on. And I do this, I don't like to start with the cup dirty. This is a silicone cup designed by Alumilite for your pours, for your casting resin pours. And it does make easy work. There we go. That one just wanted to be hard to get along with. It does make easy work out of pouring and mixing. And I'm going to show you several different ways we can do things today. Let's get that cleaned up. All right. First things first, let's get our measuring cups ready. And let's start with frames 3. What do you think? I love the cadre. We're going to get to that, but I really want to work with the frames. Let's go ahead and open this up. And I'll tell you what, I would like to create some Victorian style frames. So not only are we going to employ our micas, but today we're going to employ our resin dyes. These were made for the quick cast, and I've been using these for a really long time. So we have our measuring cups, we have our mold set, we have our mixing cup, and we have a paintbrush for our micas, and we have our resin dyes. So the first and most important thing to remember is measure accurately. I'm going to tip you down so you can see the whole table. Measure accurately. That is one of the most important aspects of pouring resin. If you don't measure accurately, you risk your resin not setting up. Um, your resin will get sticky, and then you'll have a mess in your mold set. Measure accurately. Each side of the resin needs to be exactly the same volume as the other. So I pour to the very top of the cup. Well, there's the rain. Oh, wonderful. It's a nice rain too. I keep my lids and my cups separate because I'm not using the measuring cups to do my mixing. I'm using my mixing cup to do my mixing. And I don't want to mix up the lids. I'll tell you why. I've done it before by accident on my smaller containers, and they will glue themselves to the top of the container, especially side B. Yeah. This this is, I think, the catalyst. And once you connect those two, it has a tendency to stick. So keep your lids separate. If you're not mixing into the cup, keep your cups separate. Scrape all the material out of your cups. This is a lot of material. We want accurate measurements. And every time I scrape my material out of my cup, there's material there to be had. So I don't want to um I don't want to miss that. So the first thing we're going to do is just pour, okay? Just a regular casting white pour. I have the doors wide open, y'all. I looked at the radar before I came in here. There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Now it's pouring down rain in South Carolina, and I can't touch the doors. It'll be okay. All right. Welcome in. We are mixing our Alumilite Quick Cast. Stir well. It will turn cloudy, and then it will turn clear. It will warm up in your hand. Make sure you wear gloves. Make sure you are in a very well ventilated area. And if you have breathing concerns, health concerns, employ someone to pour for you. Casting resin is a chemical, it is a chemical reaction. Is it dangerous? I don't think so. I don't consider it dangerous, but I don't have breathing problems. You can wear a mask so that you don't expose yourself if you do have a cold or congestion, or if you just don't like the smell. The smell does not bother me. And it does not affect me. If it affects you, then make sure you wear a mask. Just a regular paper mask is sufficient in some cases. And in some cases, you should probably employ an N95. All right, those three. So I poured a total of 60 milliliters, and it did the three largest cavities, the three largest molds. So it's already curing. You see it turning white? I love that magic. Now, here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and pour a side A cupful. And we'll scrape that down real well. Scrape your sides down. Good morning. Scott's in the house. Now, before I put my side B in the mixing cup, let's go ahead and get out our resin dyes. Now, I took a workshop a long time ago with Lexi Grenzer, and I learned some really cool things to do with resin. Now, I want a Victorian finish to these, so I am searching for my black, which is not easy to find because all of these look black in the box. So this is my black dye, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3 or 4, maybe 5 drops of dye into my mixing cup. Oh, it's nice and thick. Those weren't drops, that was a trail. It's okay. Now I have my black dye in the bottom, and we're going to take our part B. Once you pour dye in, it changes your dynamic. You are no longer going to have a clear that, or a cloudy that turns to clear. It's just not going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and get Cadre out. My rule of thumb is to have an extra mold set available so that if you have extra resin, you don't waste it. You can go ahead and pour it right then. So let's get Cadre out of the packaging, and we'll have it ready just in case. But the dye is not going to allow you to see the cloudy to clear. So what you're going to need to do is practice pouring, or kind of just learn, count the time. I don't really count the time because it says 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll tell you something. Depending on your ambient temperature, and it is 78 right now, Scott. It's warm. It is warm. But depending on your ambient temperature, your resin is going to cure quicker. The warmer it is, the faster it cures. So you just have to learn what your timeline is for this to cure up so that you don't sit and stir it for too long. Now we're going pure Victorian here. So we're doing this in black. This is our quick cast resin, and we're using our resin dye in black to create that Victorian finish. And I can feel it warming on my hand, so we're going to set the stick to the side, and we're going to pour. Just a little drizzle at a time. You don't want to over pour your resin. And in a lot of instances, you don't want to under pour. Today, I don't want to under pour. I want to make sure my cavities are full so that I have a very flat back. Sometimes when you pour, your cavity will be, I like to under pour sometimes, but you do want to be careful because then you don't end up with a flat backing. You get a little bit of a cupped edge, and you don't want that. It's also very difficult to see when it's dyed when your resin starts to cure in the cup. But if you're familiar enough with the way the resin reacts, then you'll know when you get to that place. The cool thing is the dye gives it just a little bit more time than normal, but not much more. And it's kind of gummy. So I scraped the mixing cup, and that's already starting to cure. So we're going to stop right there. And I have dye on my fingers, on my gloves, which is why we wear the gloves, because that is dye and that's real, and it does take a good little bit to come off. These are already curing. You can see the back centers turning a charcoal gray finish, as opposed to the white finish that we have with just the regular quick cast. I'm going to clean my gloves off real quick because I don't want that dye to get on my white castings. It won't hurt a thing if I'm painting them, but I just don't want it on there. And I'm going to wipe that off my mold set. Now let's see. These should be done. Let's see if these are ready to pop out from the top side. This has some little delicate edges, so when you have delicate work, take your time popping those out. Don't just pop them straight out. If they're still warm, it'll stretch them out of shape. We've looked at that before, so be careful with that. I think we probably ought to wait just another minute or two. These are a little sticky, and we want to make sure that when we pull it out, we don't stretch it out of shape. I think this one will come out nicely. It did. Y'all, I cannot wait to paint this for Christmas. That's all I can think of when I see this beautiful frame mold with the bow on top. And, you know, I can see it in pink and white. I think that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I can't wait for the black to cure so we can see that. Um, we're gonna let that cup dry really well so that we can peel that black out of there, because I want to do another color. And I think I want to do some micas. You know, we only have so much time and it's already 9:30, so we're gonna have to wait just a minute or two, and I might not get to play with everything I want to this morning. And those swans have not shipped yet, and that's what I really want to play with. Can you imagine the swans in black? I can. I can see that. I'm excited to get another shipment of swans in and be able to share those with you and craft with you. Um, we may not do a Mixology Monday with them when they come in, but I'll be jumping straight on board the swan train, and we'll be doing swans very, very soon. Now this has just a little bit more dry time. Just break it loose with your thumb, bend the mold set and break it loose with your thumb from the edges and see if it is ready to release. It is. Oh, this is lovely. Look how beautiful. Look how absolutely beautiful. And I can see this in a clear cast with an image behind it. I love doing that. So we have two absolutely beautiful castings ready. Now this third one, oddly, I guess I dripped some of the clear cast in it. So I've got a lump on the back. If you have a Dremel tool, that works to smooth that back out. If you don't have a Dremel tool, then just break out a little piece of sandpaper and smooth that back. See, there's a little drip right there. And so this will not lay completely flat. So I'm going to have to get that drip off the back of it. sandpaper, a Dremel tool, something like that. And this one, this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So there's three. Now we cast these next, and it still looks like the black is still translucent around the edges. You see that? And you see the center has turned charcoal. I would suggest we need to let these sit a little bit longer because they do not look like they're ready to come out. And I'm looking at these. Let's try the small one. I want you to see this black before we go today because this is what the resin dyes. Yeah, this one's ready. This is what the resin dyes will do for you. Now, it's kind of a flat black, but once you put some clear coat on that, it will lift the color. Or if you really just want it flat black Victorian style, then just use your matte finish on it and seal it so that it stays good. But isn't that lovely? Let's see. I want to see if I can take one of these out because the the castings in black are so amazing, and it only takes one more step to create this look. You can do it with mica powders, you can do it with dye. I like the dye because you don't have that sparkle to it. The mica powders are amazing, but they sparkle. Oh, there you go. Pure Victorian romance right there. Isn't that lovely? Scott, you like that, don't you? Isn't that pretty? I got a thumbs up. All right, y'all. I'm going to let these cure for just a little while longer. We have an unbelievable amount of hardware project that we need to finish putting together, and it takes 10 hands, and we have 4, but we're trying. So I'm going to go. We're going to get some more work done here at Two Girls Treasure, and I appreciate you joining me for Mixology Monday. We're working with our brand new 2026 summer collection Iron Orchid Designs mold sets. We're working with our Alumilite quick cast resin and our Alumilite resin dye for the quick cast. And let's see, this is frames 3 and this is Cadre. If you have not ordered yours or come by the store to pick them up, make sure you do. We're sold out of swans, but they are on the way. We sold out of Primrose Isle last night on an online order. I'll have to get some more of those on the way too. This summer 2026 collection from Iron Orchid Designs is gorgeous. There are so many different elements. They are all designed to work so well together. And I think they are designed to work amazingly well with previous releases. So we're going to do some experimentation over the next several weeks. We're gearing up for our summer spectacular. Don't miss out. We'll be here live every morning, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. Eastern Time until about 9:30, 9:45. Tomorrow morning, I've been called to the judges. I have to go to court, so I won't be here at 9 a.m. Maybe they'll release me so I can do my work. Keep your fingers crossed and pray for me. In the meantime, thank you for being here with me. I'm Diane Pruitt in the studio at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. I'll see you soon. Bye, y'all.